The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 898, with 4 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 10 additional cases were reported with no new deaths. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's Monday, October 18th. Colin Powell passed away this morning due to COVID-19 complications. His family issued a statement saying he was fully vaccinated and thanked the medical staff at Walter Reed National Medical Center for their caring treatment. A source close to Powell revealed that he was also battling multiple myeloma, a type of blood cancer that would have affected his immune response to the vaccine and made it difficult to fight the virus. And Powell's chief of staff, Peggy Sofrino, said Powell also had Parkinson's disease, a neurodegenerative disorder. Powell served both Democratic and Republican presidents in war and peace. He was a Vietnam War veteran who rose to the rank of 4-star general. He was the first African American to become Secretary of State, as well as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. His reputation became forever stained when he went before the United Nations and made faulty claims to justify the U.S. war in Iraq. But his leadership helped shape American foreign policy in the last years of the 20th century. Powell was 84 years old. School walkouts took place across California today in protest of statewide vaccine requirements for teachers and the students. The walkouts come on the first day that LA Unified School District's vaccine mandate officially prevents any unvaccinated district employee from working. This past Friday was the deadline for LAUSD employees, including teachers, to get their first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. Those who did not get at least one dose are not able to return to work. Overall compliance has been high, with 97% of administrators, 97% of teachers, and 95% of classified supervisors verifying their vaccinated statuses with the school district. But employees who did not get vaccinated were told today that they could not return to their jobs. Also at the heart of the walkouts is the impending statewide student vaccine mandate. Some parents who are against getting their children vaccinated kept their kids out of school and protested alongside the unvaccinated school employees. The booster shots for Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines are getting closer to approval. Last week, an advisory committee with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration recommended the additional doses for both vaccines. Advisors recommended the booster for J&J be given at least 2 months after the initial dose, and the booster for Moderna be given at least 6 months after its initial 2 doses. The FDA will consider the committee's recommendation. If it authorizes the booster doses, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will finalize and determine their eligibility. LA County has more than 1,400 vaccination sites and 300 mobile sites ready to administer doses to those who are eligible if the green light is given. Currently in LA County, 948,000 people are fully vaccinated with the Moderna vaccine, and 298,000 individuals have gotten the J&J vaccine. And of the nearly 10.3 million LA County residents, 60% are now fully vaccinated. The highly transmissible Delta variant continues to make up 100% of COVID-19 strains seen here in LA County, and public health officials say it's important for everyone to remain vigilant as people get ready to celebrate Halloween. They remind Angelenos to think about where COVID-19 spreads easily: closed spaces with poor airflow, crowded places with lots of people nearby, and close contact settings where people are talking, laughing, screaming, or breathing heavily close together. Public health officials say the safest activities will be those that are outside, such as outdoor costume parties, pumpkin patches, hay rides, and trick-or-treating. They also recommended wearing masks if in crowds or in close proximity to others. The county's public health department created helpful information flyers for residents, businesses, and event organizers to prevent the spread of COVID-19. They can print copies by going to publichealth.lacounty.gov. Masks and outdoor gatherings will be an ongoing theme through the end of the year. The CDC issued a new guidance on Friday, sharing tips on how to stay safe this holiday season. The number one advice is to get everyone who is eligible vaccinated before people get together and travel, especially in an effort to protect the younger kids who are not able to get vaccinated yet. The CDC reminds Americans that unvaccinated adults in the U.S. face an 11 times higher risk of dying from COVID-19 than fully vaccinated individuals and a 6 times higher risk of testing positive for COVID-19. The Public Health Agency also recommends outdoor gatherings versus indoor ones. And if people must meet indoors, it urges everyone, especially the unvaccinated, to wear those masks. Families are encouraged to take additional precautions, such as getting tested for COVID-19 before getting together. For more advice, go to cdc.gov. Former President Bill Clinton left a Southern California hospital yesterday after being treated for an infection. He spent nearly a week at the University of California Irvine Medical Center for an infection unrelated to COVID-19. An aide to the 75-year-old said he had a urological infection that spread to his bloodstream. Fortunately, it never went into septic shock. And a doctor said in a statement that his fever and white blood cell count have been normalized. He plans to continue his recovery at his home in New York. Clinton faced other health scares since leaving the White House in 2001. In 2004, he underwent quadruple bypass surgery after experiencing prolonged chest pains and shortness of breath. He had another surgery for a partially collapsed lung a year later, and then had a pair of stents implanted in a coronary artery in 2010. The former president left the hospital in Orange County with his wife, Hillary Clinton, and took time to shake the hands of doctors and nurses before being escorted to the airport. More than 14,000 pounds of ground turkey products are being recalled due to possible plastic contamination. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service announced that blue plastic may be found in select items by Butterball LLC. The ground turkey products were produced on September 28th of this year. Here are the items being recalled. 2.5-pound trays containing farm-to-family Butterball all-natural ground turkey with a sell or freeze by date of October 18th, 2021, which is today, and timestamps from 2123 through 2302 printed on the packaging. 3-pound trays containing Kroger ground turkey are also being recalled. It has a sell or freeze by date of October 17th, 2021, and timestamps from 2314 through 2351 printed on the packaging. These items were shipped to retail locations nationwide. There have been no confirmed reports of injuries so far, and the FSIS urges those who find these products in their freezers or refrigerators to throw them away or return them to the place of purchase. Money Geek, a personal finance technology company, ranked Torrance as one of the top places for Latinas to achieve financial success. The ranking was based on 8 factors: safety, Hispanic population, educational attainment, poverty rates, income, employment, health insurance, and home ownership. Money Geek analyzed data from more than 400 cities with a population size of more than 30,000 and ranked Torrance number 3. Here are some key findings from this breakthrough study. Cultural barriers influence Latinas' financial success. Social and economic policy are key to reducing the wealth gap for U.S. Latinas, and race and gender inequality create a double disadvantage for Latinas in the U.S. Latinas represent more than 12 million workers in the U.S. and contribute $4.2 billion to the country's gross domestic product. They are expected to make up 1/3 of the U.S. female population by 2060, but only make 55 cents for every dollar that a white male earns. The city where Latinas are struggling the most financially is Grand Rapids, Michigan. Southgate and Westminster rank 5th and 6th. Well, the city of Torrance is working on a lease extension for the Toyota Sports Complex. It's nearing an interim agreement with the Judicial Council of California, an office of the state, to extend the existing lease by an additional 2 months. Such an agreement would give the city and the Judicial Council more time to reach a mutual agreement. The popular 6-acre spot opened to the public in March of 2014 and sees an average annual attendance of 56,000 people and hosts more than 28 different organizations. The city invested $3.2 million to create the multi-purpose sports facility that can accommodate multiple configurations, including soccer, football, and lacrosse. It's also the host site for the city's annual 4th of July fireworks show. Supporters of the Toyota Sports Complex can sign a petition and find tools to voice their concerns at torranceca.gov/TSC. Well, before we go at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. A Torrance resident named Denise sent us a note recently thanking the city's park department for the wonderful job they do. She lives by Seaside Heroes Park and says city workers played a key role in helping with a tree dedication for June Lee, a neighbor who helped name the park after the fallen soldiers in our community. She particularly thanked Tracy Drake for guiding her through the process and said she didn't think she ever met a more dedicated and kind person who truly cared about our park. She also acknowledged Dave and Nick for being there every step of the way to make sure they had a tree that June and her family can enjoy forever. Thank you for sharing your story with us, Denise. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo, or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that is our update for COVID-19 Today. We will see you back here tomorrow as Colin Kushner brings you the latest. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.